Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while since I've done a long form video, probably coming up on 6 weeks. Been doing a lot of work on the 1962 Rampside, but what we did is a ton of shorts because it's a lot of little jobs, and I didn't have time to do it all at once and put a video out, so I had to stretch it out and make it shorts and do some updates. So this is going to be the third update on the Rampside, and we're going to end it with the first test drive. Not a full lap around the block, but we're going to make it go forwards, do something, and then hopefully make it go backwards. Let me show you what we've done. Now, one of the things that took the longest was getting the working engine back in this thing. The one that came in, it was seized, so I dropped that entire thing out, transmission, gearbox, and all, and I tore it apart because it came with a second engine, but it was also seized. So I took this one and the seized one that came in it, tore everything apart, and managed to make one good engine. This is the original block. It's 3 original pistons and connecting rods and 3 that I had to get because, as it turns out, that other engine was a later model. Pistons are different. It's a long story. 3 pistons and connecting rods. 1 jug, I think it's over here, from that later model, which we had to grind down the top of it to make that fit because the later models have a thicker cylinder wall. Thicker. Like, new like old like that, new like that. Something like 70 thousandths difference, I think, that we took off the top. So 35 really is what we took off because you take 70 divided by 2 because it's a circle and whatnot, so forth. Math. Anyways, air cleaner's back on. Carbs are rebuilt. I'd had to buy 1 choke pull off. The other one is somehow still living. Generator's working. I had to take the whole back end of it off and take the brushes out, clean the armature off, clean the brushes, put it back in, and magically that thing works. Now, what helped that thing magically work is also a brand new voltage regulator. They're available, and, well, what do you know? There it is. Also on the back end, one big thing that came with it was a battery tray, which happens to be bolt-in, and that was probably the easiest thing I've done in this entire Corvair. Got the ramp door working. Look at that. Now, I'm not a body guy, and the entire plan for this Rampside is, if I was a roofing crew and I needed to keep this thing going, what would I do? Aluminum diamond plate is what I would do. So that's what we did. Cut the rust off the bottom, then used some aluminum angled metal, squeezed that down to like a 30-degree angle, put it at the bottom, and it's literally self-tapered from both sides, the hinge and all. And then up top, these are Harbor Freight stick-on tread pads that we have now stuck on and screwed on. And this piece, hiding the pinch weld, is a weather strip seal from a tonneau cover that I happen to have. I don't know why. There is a sequence to the operation of this ramp door. Pull up on the right side latch, pull up on the left side latch, pull out a little bit, drop the right side, pull the safety catch. And just like that, you have a ramp. See what I mean? So, original bolts and self-tappers for this side of the hinge, plus a lot of self-tappers here. It's not great, but I'm not a body guy, like I just said 30 seconds ago. So it does work. Check this out. Look at that. Walked right up. You want to see me go back down? Yeah, sure, why not? Whee! Ramp door. Ramp side door. Ramp side. Also, we've made some executive decisions. I put a short out earlier on about this thing came with caps and trim rings. Should I put the caps and trim rings on? Resoundingly, everybody said yes, so we did. One thing that we still need to know, and please, if you got an opinion on this, put it in the comments, and we'll see what happens. What color should the wheels be? Are they good black? Should they be silver, like the interior? Should they be white, or should they be this orange body color? Let me know what you guys think. I'm up for just about anything. I think black is just a little too dark for this. Next up, we need an outside mirror. I had this mini California West Coast mirror forever. It came off my 63 F100. I cut it down. Basically, it's half as wide as it should be now. There should be like a brace piece, and this would stick out way over here. I didn't need that. That was too much. So we cut it down, and there we go. Driver's side mirror, which is all that's required, I think. Probably. I don't know. Who knows? The driver's side door latch is broken. I'm still waiting, at least as of making this video, waiting on the spring for the latch mechanism. But the way it broke, luckily, I was able to actually sort of unwind the spring a little bit and get it to work in 2 pieces instead of 1. And look at that. Door latches. Free fix. Not permanent, but free. We've done some backyard floor repair on both sides. We also then did a little bit of undercoating. That's fine. Master cylinder has been replaced. It's not the right one because that line should not hang straight down. That line should be on the side, but that's what I have right now. I do have a rebuild kit for the master cylinder, and I'll probably end up doing that so the line's in the right place. Shifter linkage has been adjusted. That shift boot is out of a CJ7 or 5. I had it sitting around. It was wrong for the Jeep that I had, but it's right for this. That boot is just darn near perfect. I'm glad that worked out. After that, we got the lights working. Biggest problem back here was sockets were bad, so we replaced the sockets, kept the housings, and voila, lights. Then I didn't have brake lights, so after some testing and some figuring, I found out I didn't have a turn signal switch, and the brakes run through the turn signal switch. So replaced the turn signal switch, and yes, this has turn signals. Well, okay, right now it's got a turn signal. Close enough for me. And on the headlight front, well, they just worked. I didn't do anything. Moving on. Look at that. This is still, that's my greatest accomplishment so far, other than the 2 seized engines. And as you can see on the driver's side, somebody had cut away all the rust before I bought this and then done nothing, so that the unibody was just sort of hanging out in the breeze. And it's solid, which was nice, but that's, again, aluminum tread plate. Is it pretty? No. Is it functional? Yes. Yes, it is. Do I have plans to fix it better later? Probably not. I mean, look at the rest of this thing. That pretty much gets us up to date. So, now, I think what we need to do is take this thing on its first test drive. Cue future. We're going to drive it all the way to the end of the driveway and back. But first, we're going to load it up and make sure that the ramp that we fixed actually works. I'm figuring now's as good a time as any. So, let's make it useful for the first time. I'm pretty sure that's everything, which means we're ready for the first test drive. Well, again, this is a test drive. Kind of just want to do this to make sure that the brakes work before we drive around the block next time. I should probably close this all the way, though. There we go. All right, now, I know this is not the most exciting first test drive ever, but I'm tired of making 2 and 3 laps just to get the trash recycling to the curb, so this is what we're going to do. Hang on to your hats, I guess. It started. That's a pretty good sign. Oh, we really need to work on the lubrication of the pedals. On the upside, the brakes do work. Brakes are definitely stopping us. Yes, yes. I like that part. And whoa, first half of test drive completed. Okay. Now I guess it's time to return from whence we came. In a literal sense, not a metaphorical one. I guess we're going to see how well reverse works. Oh, I think that's reverse. It works. Works very nice. I gotta say, the turning radius of this is fantastic. That's definitely reversed. It's not synchronized. Oh, whew. All right. Window back up because it's calling for rain. And that's the first test drive. I think it went pretty well. Still really happy with that. Next thing on the books is Power Tour. I'm going to one day of Power Tour in Indianapolis, and I'm taking the Corvette because that's not going to make it 2.5 hours to Indianapolis. So if you're going to Indy Power Tour, hopefully I'll see you there. If not, well, we'll see you next time.